I'm Manny, and welcome to Manny Fest. And today we're doing our final part three trilogy to the Road to Dolphy set two. Um, it took us a long way to get here. We played a lot of good cards, we played a lot of bad cards, and now we're at the point where I feel this is the most solidified list that we're gonna have for this leader, at least in my eyes. Um, now, I know I didn't post a video with the Ivankov package, but I tried it and it wasn't showing. One, it wasn't showing results that I thought were real tangible results, and it seemed more of like a win more card because it kind of conflicted of what Dolphy wants to do, while like having a hand and controlling the pace of the game. Because all it did was a special, a Croc or a blue Luffy. So I didn't felt that way. We made a few changes. I'm just gonna go over the changes because everything else is pretty self-explanatory from this point. So the first change is that we are playing the 6-drop Mihawk. So the reason we do this is because on our turn 3, because we opt to go second, we drop this on turn 3. It answers Kid. It answers a lot of the meta by being an 8K body that we could drop so easily. And then instead of us having to wait till turn 7 well, our 4th or 5th turn to drop the 7-drop DOFLAMINGO or the 9-drop Mihawk. But with this one, we get to establish much sooner, much earlier, and then even if we draw it later, we could play it and still have additional Dawn to proceed with what we want to do. We put in the Jinbei. I didn't want to test with this card because I already knew it was going to be good, so I didn't want to waste time putting this in to not allow other cards to show their strengths and weaknesses. But we're putting this in at 2 because even though it is a strong card, your opponent is able to play around it a lot, or just play into it where they don't lose that much advantage, but it's still a really good card. And you're gonna notice the most important thing is that we are no longer playing Boa, and the reason for that is because Boa, especially in set 2 where Zoro is gonna reign supreme, the meta is too fast, and Boa kind of like needs to warm up to get to her very powerful plays. I want everything that I play from Dolphy to be able to do something or be a threat. Like if I cheat this out, they're threatened by it because I could cheat out a pacifista with it. If I cheat this out, they're threatened by it because I could bounce a 3 or less. If I cheat this out, this is a 6K. If I cheat this out, I bounce something. And then like there's this one, but this one I'm mostly gonna keep in my hand. And then this one, sorts. So everything I have, when it drops, it does something or presents a real threat. Versus the Boa, who on play, if I cheat her out, she doesn't really do anything. So that's kind of where that thought process ended up, and I'm really liking this list. This list is very solid, does what I need it to do, and then right before we get into those games, I just want to say subscribe. It's really been helping out. We're almost at 75 subscribers. We're almost at triple digits. I couldn't be happier with the product that I'm bringing to everyone, and I just want to say thanks for the support. Now let's get into these games. We'll just play. All right, cool. All right. So here we go. We got our game against Sanji. We're gonna go second because we don't want him to play on curve, but we want to have all that advantage. Now what we could do is try to we're fine. We're perfectly fine with this hand. So we're gonna keep the hand. We're gonna go. The best way I think we're gonna go at this is that legitimately this deck is almost too honest, whereas that it's very like honest One Piece, where it's like I play a card, play another card, play another card. Stomach sickness. There's cool green tricks you could do, or depending on how you built it, but we'll just see where it goes from here. So we're gonna go ahead and Perona. We're gonna sort the top. We are gonna block to do this. We also have a pacifista, so we might just do that actually and save this for after the fact. All right, so what we're going to do then is we're going to, because I want to play this, draw this to draw that. So what we're going to do is put this, put that, that, and that. All right, cool. Then we're going to have the lull, and we're passing turn. Now our turn is obviously set up. We're going to bring out the Kuma. The Kuma will then cheat out the Pacifista that's already in our hand. Then on our turn 3, we'll decide whether we want to Sentomaru or do we want to DOFLAMINGO, depending on how our hand looks. Because yes, we have a Gecko Moria set up, but it doesn't mean we have to use it. We can use it in a later situation, so we could just shuffle it away for now. All right, so he's going for the lull because I guess, sure, that's fine. I'm not gonna stop you from spending a turn on a lull. So we're gonna go ahead, do our original play, go 8, so he doesn't get a free cop out. Well, bomb. And then the cool thing is you get to go 8, so like even if they do want to save it, because a lot of 4-life decks are coming into the format where we're getting people like want to play Sanji. People are still gonna play LOL. We're gonna let that happen, obviously, because you know, power to you. You know, I'm just gonna bring out a 6K. You wasting an attack on it. So that's that, and then like so back to what I was saying. So there's more 4-life leaders that are coming into the format. Z is one of them. Sanji is a decent 4-cost leader. We'll go ahead and take that because I like a card. All right, cool. All right, so he established that, play that. All right, so what we're gonna do is I want to control the board more and deal with this and things like that, and also because we have this and we can grab that to get this. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna go deal with the Izo. He should have let this go. He's probably gonna let this go. Perfect. Okay. Now what we're gonna do is I don't want to swing with this because I don't need to. So what we're gonna do is do our DOFLAMINGO play because we were able to pivot to this. There we go. We're going to grab the Kuma. And then we have this 2 Dawn, which, alright, so he just dropped a lot of cards. So at this point now, because I have a hand, we're just gonna make sure we get this second damage. Alright, cool. So we got all that guard out of his hand. Now this is the thing. No matter what he does, doesn't matter if he played every card in his hand, he only has 2 attacks. And if he wants to play cards, then he can't, you know, he can't give Dawn to things. So there he goes, going for the 1,000. We're going to guard that with one of our Sentomarus, because everything else is kind of like valuable. I guess I could have dropped the Gecko Moria, which I am gonna block for this. So we're gonna drop this and then drop the Gecko Moria. Now, see, no matter what he drops, he can't. There you go. So now we're just gonna do very simplistic One Piece. So we're just gonna go here, and I'm gonna go 7, and what does that leave me with? 6. So we're gonna go 7 into here. We're not gonna use the ability because we're not gonna blind it. There's no reason to blind this. So we're gonna see if he wants to save the Usopp. I have answers for this. I'm not worried about this. I'm probably gonna drop this Kuma and then establish it in that manner. Alright, cool. He let it go. So now we're gonna go 7 to his face. See what he does about it. Cool. 6 to your face. That's fine. We drop the Kuma. Proceed to pass. Now, obviously, we have the Kuma that will generate into a blocker Pacifista, or, you know, but the thing is, if he goes for my face, I'll just let him hit my face. Because right now I have complete control of the board. Let's see. I don't need to do that right now, but I could do this. I could just drop this. Because he has to play for the board. See, now we just go block, bring out the blocker, and now let's see. Okay, so he's doing the Ivankov package. I tried this. um soon, and that's it, because he knew there wasn't anything else. And I also learned the Ivankov package in Sanji is not the way to go. If you play Sanji, it's better to go green heavy than blue heavy. I learned that. The blue should be the utility pieces of what you feel like you're missing in green. But yeah, there's our first win, and we'll take it from there. Unfortunately, we didn't get to show any of the new cards, but you know, still control. So let's get into this game. We're gonna go. He chose to go second, so we're stuck going first. Let's mulligan. I don't have a start. There we go. So drop the Alvita. Let's start from the top. I have a big drop, so this can go to the bottom. He's not gonna be able to hit me right now, so we'll go ahead and take the opportunity to resort. So what we're going to do is we're going to just drop this, drop that, and I would rather, yeah, I'll cheat this out, draw this, that's fine, and then end turn. Alright, so Ivankov usually just wants to, like, they have a really weird mid game that I that I wish I could elaborate on, but it's very strong. It's due to the fact that, like, for whatever reason, it's because you're just going through cards. It doesn't seem like you have a lot of cards, but just because you're going through a bunch of cards, it's almost like they come up with guard that shouldn't really exist. All right, the Alvita doesn't really particularly do anything. This does stuff. He might kill this, so we might be able to get that. So what we're going to do is we're going to stack in this manner. We're going to put this to the bottom. I want to draw this because I already have a DOFLAMINGO. So putting this there. That can go here, that, and then there. Alright, takes his damage, and then we drop. Okay. So what we're trying to do now is drop this Mihawk on curve, and we should be fine. Because he will be on turn 8 to combo, and then I could then drop on 9 to deal with him. See, I knew he was going to go there. So yeah, we let it go. Cast 2 cards for your leaders and pedal down, draw it to 2. Wow. Wow. Huge fan of that card. What's the trigger? Oh, the trigger's just draw 2? It's a pretty good card. Pretty good. Alright, cool. Alright, so we're gonna go 7 into the face, use the action, get the Gekomori, get the DOFLAMINGO back. Now we're legitimately just gonna drop with this. Pass. The game, unfortunately, for Ivankov doesn't really start until they get to 7. So I don't know why he picked to go evens. I figured he would want to go odds so he could hit 7 first. But that's fine. We will take the first damage. And now we got our 7 drop. So let's see what he decides to do here. With 6 Dawn, what? He drops a 4 drop. Yeah, he drops a 4 drop, dude. So what we're gonna do is I'm just going to swing 5 into here, see what he does about it. Okay, now we're gonna go 5 here. Okay. Now we're gonna establish a Dolphy bounce. Now the cool thing about when we play Dolphy in cards that do bounce, it does counteract his gameplay. Obviously he has this, so he could just like pitch all these cards, but we don't have to let him know that. So pitch that, guard it. We don't need the Perona. We have 2 Dolphys. All right, cool. So that Luffy is going to be thrown to the bottom. I don't think he's going to use the effect Luffy right now. All right, cool. So now this is where our plan originally went cool. So now we're just going to go 5. So we're going really low to the ground, just letting this man, you know. Okay, he's just flooding his board with these buggies. Put that to the bottom. As long as we could deal with the Luffy, we shouldn't have a problem for the most part. I really like Ivankov as a deck. My fiance, ironically, is a huge fan of this deck. She's going to be playing this deck sideways. It's not personally my cup of tea. I like a more control based like game plan when it comes to my card games, which is why I like Dolphy. Um, okay. Wait, you're gonna drop another one? Okay. Alrighty. So what we're gonna do, like this is the gameplay. Unfortunately, Dolphy doesn't have a hard time with this deck. Like this is what people are assuming is next best blue deck, and I'm not saying it's bad. There's nothing in my arsenal of things, but the thing is this deck loses to a lot of attacks, so that's why we're just like going low to the ground, letting just like the thing is he's gonna lose this hand at some point, so he does that. He went through a lot of guard. Now what we're going to do is drop that to the bottom, pin this on here to kill this one. There we go. I don't need to go for his life when he leaves things like that. I have a bunch of guard. He has to make a board. And all he has is this 7k and then this. And he could play this. And that's why I wanted to just get rid of like my little guys pretty fast, is because like this will just bounce him to the bottom and then I lose him, and it's just like a whole ordeal that I don't want to have to deal with. Alrighty. Alright, 5 to my face. We're not gonna let that happen because we're never gonna let it happen. Drop it here, continue on. I will take that. That's fine. I'm okay with that. Now this is set up for any of the blockers. We're not gonna take that. So we'll drop this with the... We'll drop a DOFLAMINGO. I would rather keep the Teach. So he drops the 4-drop, drops another 4-drop. Okay. So from this point, we could just go... From this point, we're honestly just gonna go 1, 2... swing it to face, because these are at 7 at top, so he takes that. Now we're just gonna go 8 into this because all right, cool. Now this is honestly the easy part. 9. Okay. 9. Because either he has to block it or guard. And at this point, okay, there's the 8, there's the 10. Now, he has no cards in hand, only has the 1 blocker. He can't guard any of this. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to just rebuild our board. So we're going to go play the Dolphy here, sort the top. So now we have a blocker established as well. We are now going to go... these cards don't particularly matter. And then we're going to cheat out this. So we have an extra 5k body that could generate us something. Well, he thinks it's going to generate us something. Alright, so then put that there, put this here. So now what we're going to do is just go 3 big into the face, because he has to block it with this. Cheat this out, play rested, put it over the gecko. He puts it there, and now we dealt with that. End of turn. Now, this is where we're at. He needs 4 attacks. Unfortunately, blue doesn't have rush at this point, so he only has these 3. And I have my blocker. So what we're going to do right now is that I'm literally just going to block this. Now, he cannot beat me. No matter what he does, there you go. And there's the game. It's Unfortunately, it's you play low to the ground. Like, as you guys saw, I didn't even give these guys a Dawn for most of the game. I just swung because yes, he has a bunch of cards and he has a bunch of things, but you slowly just dwindle it down until you, because at the end their late game they only have a few cards, so you just kind of like play to that advantage. This dude was very good. Unfortunately, we didn't get to another game, but all right, on to the next one. All right, cool. Our black matchup against Smoker. He's opting to go second, so we're on curve. We do have this starter. I don't want to risk losing it because we also have the 7 drop that we could do on curve. So we're just going to keep the hand. Okay. All right, let's see. All right, cool. So now we're just gonna go ahead, drop this. See what we do. We're gonna go ahead and sort the top. Because he has this, we're obviously gonna punish it with this. So we're just gonna go put in this last. Play this, draw this, play this, draw this. Right? Yep. And then we're just gonna go 5 into the face. Odds are he's gonna take it, or he's gonna guard it. We'll see where he goes from it. I know he's not gonna use this. Now, the next turn, I'm pretty confident he's gonna Kobe me. If he Kobe's me, pops this, then power to him. You know, he's the best player ever. But to be fair, he does have like 7 cards in hand. What's this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 cards in hand. Odds are one of them's a Kobe, right? He plays 4 of them, right? All right. So the funny thing is against the black matchup is like they're almost like not even threatening until Kuzan hits the board. Then Kuzan hits the board, and then you're kind of like a chicken with no head, just like I don't know what I'm supposed to do. So I want to be the aggressor, so we're just gonna go ahead and block with a Kuma because I kind of want to drop this at some point. It is a 6K, and it's a lot easier to deal with that with this. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna go, you know what we're going to do is we're gonna threaten a damage. We're gonna threaten the damage, so we're gonna go here to here, effect, play, bounce this. Now he has to either drop, he's either gonna take the damage, drop 5K. He's not gonna drop 5K, let's be honest. Or there we go. See, we dealt with the board in its entirety. Now he can drop what, 4K, which is fine. See, that's fine. I'm more than happy with that being the result. So now we're back to turn. He's still not going to swing with it. He still needs it to be a defender, and I don't mind doing that play again. So, and then on top of that, we're on 7 next turn. If I really want to, I could just bounce it and establish board presence in that manner. But yeah, that's the thing that I feel about black. Until Kuzan hits the board, it's, to me at least, it almost seems like half a deck when it's mono black. Now with Z, I feel it hits a whole different plane of existence. I think Z is the better black deck that's going to come out in set 2. And as of right now, my thoughts of set 2, I think the best decks, even though this is the road to Dolphy I believe will be the strongest tier 2 deck. That's just where my thoughts are in this aspect. But the cool thing about this game is that the game is fairly healthy. Even in set 2, it's still healthy. You can play almost anything and you're fine. But I will say Zoro is probably your hardest matchup. And I still want to count Dolphy out. Once the meta solidifies better, and because Zoro's going to be the best aggro deck, so once we get into kind of what happened with set 1, where we entered this point of that Zoro was best deck, but then all the green players decided to play the 8-drop Kid, which then led to a more control format, which allowed decks like DOFLAMINGO to shine even more. It's just something where that we are entering this game at a point where it's too early to tell, but I still feel Dolphy is still strong. Hence point why we're making these videos. And these lists are doing everything essentially what they need to be doing. So we're at 7 Dawn, and what we're gonna do here is, because we can either bounce this to play this, or we could swing at here and see how he deals with it, because he's at 4, we're still at 5, and we can still fight for the board. So what we're gonna do is, you know what we're actually gonna do is we're gonna see if he goes for it, because he might be scared to use this. Okay, so what I actually want to do now then is I want to go 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I want to go 3 into this. I want to rip the cards out of his hand. I don't want him to have cards. This I don't care. He's never going to swing with this, and that's fine. That's fine. I'm really glad. Honestly, he probably should have done that. No. You know what? I'm really happy we did it this way. Now we're going to go and drop our 6-drop. Enter. I want that established, because we're at 5. We're in not losing condition at all. And he can't really smoke her right now, because he doesn't have like a Kuzan or anything to really drop my costs like that. And the only attacker he has is Kobe, who's a 4-drop that he already has to invest a Dawn into as such. Okay. Let's see. If he goes into the teach, we let it go. If he goes into the leader, we you know what? We'll take it. We'll take it because we want cards. Okay. So what does he do now? He's at 6 Dawn. He's at 6 Dawn. All the he could drop the magma guy. Nope. All right, we're not doing that either. We're just going 6 where if I was him, I would go into the teach to clear my board. Yep, there it goes. All right, cool. We're past that point now. But the main reason we established our 6K before, what does this man do? You may trash a card, trash up to 4 or less, and rest this card. If he rests that card, we kill it. Cool. He's gonna kill this. That's rested. All right, cool. Now we're gonna punish this man because he already lost a card. We're at 9 Dawn. So what we're gonna do right now is we're gonna go here, bounce this. He has a K in hand. This is 6. I don't want to actually deal with this card anymore. This he has to get at least 1 Dawn to even just hit me. Now, oh, that's activate main. Oh, now we kill. You dropping your whole hand. You're dropping the whole hand, unless he has a solid 2K already in hand. Nope. All right, cool. That's it. So he has the blocker in hand that he could play, and that's fine. We have a board presence. He doesn't. What we're probably gonna do next turn is set tomorrow, start building the board, because now that we're in the 10 Dawn area, he does have ways to deal with me. Luckily he can't do it all in 1 turn. Z could do it in 1 turn. But he can't do it all in 1 turn. So the best he could probably do is he goes, he swings with me twice, plays Kizaru, calls it a day from there, you know? Alright, so that's that. We're gonna block it because he invested. Now, if he wants to do a similar swing with Kobe, all right. So he summons this, plays that. All right, cool. We're living on a prayer. So what? I mean, not living on a prayer. We're we're riding smooth right now. So what we're gonna do is we're actually just gonna swing with this face, see what he does, because I don't want him to pick things, and then he's probably gonna take it. There's no reason for him not to take this. It'll be better if he blocked with it. You know? Alright, cool. Alright, so what we're gonna do is we're just gonna build a whole board. We're going big with this board. So we're just gonna go, and because I have very little fear at this point. Establish this. Oh man, we're off to the races. Okay, so stack top. I kind of want to play this again. All right, let's walk it through. I still have this to cheat out with this, right? But you can pop it. But I still have these. So I think the plan's going to be we're going to summon this. So this goes to the bottom. This could also, because I want to draw this. So I want to play this, draw this, play this again. Yeah. All right. Now we're going to go 7 again into the face. Rest that. We are what they call building the wall. So the thing I like about Dolphy now is because Sentomaru could generate 6Ks. Now Dolphy could generate 6Ks. And this is very strong because it's easier to guard this board. It's easier to do a lot of things. He's gonna guard. Cool. We're gonna pass turn. Because the thing is, even if he swings with everything that he currently has on the board, it still doesn't kill me. That's why I don't really have the fear. And if he wants to swing with everything to try to take me to 4 life, to 0, power to this man. I'll play nothing but blockers, and I will kill his whole board. Because he only has 2 cards. He's putting his whole game on the weight of these 2. Now, on the next turn, what we're going to do is, I don't want this to be the blocker on board. This doesn't really particularly do anything. This is already 6K. So we're going to bounce this and then kill the rest of the board. So he's going, what's this? 7 into 7 to 7. No, we're not allowing that. As long as we protect our guys, we're pretty good for the most part. No, I still don't understand why he's going for the biggest guy. I honestly maybe would have gone for, okay, so he didn't want to swing with these. That's fine. So this is what's going to happen now. We're just going to place it here, bounce this one the hand, and now he's gonna see how this feels real fast. So we're gonna go 6 to here. Because he has to deal with my board to some effect. He has to deal with it. Alright, that's fine. I was low-key done with the Sentomaru. Alright, cool. The next 6. Because we'll rip all these cards out. Yep. Now this is the thing. He thinks now, I'm like, oh, he's like, all right, I'm going to go for this. Nah, he has 1 card. I don't even need to give him any more cards. So what we're going to do here is go to here, ability, play to the other 6K. Because this is the only real deal. I don't care about this Kobe. I really don't. So we're going to deal with that. Cool. And then we're going to kill the Kobe. Now he only has 1 attack to deal with my board. I've taken this game. I've taken this game. And that's just the issue that I have with black. I swear, to be fair, Z is one of the decks I am going to play in set 2. The set 2 decks I'm thinking about, I will either stick with Dolphy, play Law, play Z. Those are the 3 decks that I'm going for right now. And as you see, the Dolphy list is very efficient. It's very easy to generate. It's a very strong mid game, and it controls the mid game to keep on moving forward. The only issue is that like Zoro kind of is just a little bit too fast. I tweak like this list is tweaked towards red to deal with it. Yeah, you can have that. To kind of tweak it towards that. The only issue is that like I wish I had a way that if we had the Usopp now, it would be great. I think Dolphy's probably gonna make a comeback during set 4 because he's getting a bunch of support. So I have faith for Dolphy now and in the future. So we're back here. What we want to do is swing with one of these guys first so she doesn't get to pick it, and we're gonna pick we're not gonna pick this one first because there's no reason to, because she can't stop this one. So we're gonna swing with one of the ones that she could stop. So we're gonna go with this. Bye-bye. I gave him 1 too many. I'm so used to 5k sometimes. So he's probably gonna take that. And then, yep. Now, if he would have took that, this would have been a different game. All right, cool. So this one can't attack, which is fine. That means he just stays up. All right, cool. We're just gonna go 7. Okay. 9. Oh, that's right. That was the last card. Cool. And then drop a blocker. So that's pretty much the game. There isn't anything that that clears his board. And even if he does, he has to play 2 blockers, and his 2 best blockers in this situation will be this Hina. He would have to drop 2 Hinas to stop 4 of my attacks. And then even then, I still have one character to still hit with. So that's kind of where it stands at that point. So he drops the Kuzan. It's a little bit too late now. He's probably gonna pop one of the 6Ks or the blocker. Yeah, there we go. Pops the 6K. He can go. Unfortunately, he can't use a Dawn to make it 6 to then, you know, do things, unfortunately. So he goes 5 to the face, which is fine. Like, I'm more than happy to take it. Then he's gonna pass the turn. And we do the old razzle dazzle. Because nothing is more better than 17k going down your throat, you know? And ooh. No, not today. Not today. Alrighty. Yep. So yeah, so that's a few of the game highlights that we had. I wish I could have got myself a good decent Zoro game to show off. Unfortunately I wasn't able to get that. But I will say that the deck has a chance, but it's I would say a 60-40 in Zoro's favor. But you still follow the same game plan as before, where it's you go ahead and you try to choke out the board, control the resources, and then on the turn that Zoro drops Whitebeard, you just try to deal with the board, establish a stronger board. You don't really try to just break the face unless your board supports it. But yeah, that's the changes that we have. That's where we're at right now with the deck. I'm very confident with this list. Unfortunately, Whitebeard is now, I would say, the the weakness of this deck. This deck has no issues with green, no issues with purple, no issues against the blue mirror, no issues with anything in those regards. I will say that its red matchup in set 2, it's its hardest matchup. We'll still be playing to figure things out. If I find anything new, I'll let y'all know. But as of right now, this is my final list for set 2 Dolphy. It's very strong. It's very consistent. That's the best thing I can say about it. It's consistency. So I just want to say thank you guys for the support. Like, subscribe. It means a lot. And we're growing, and I'm so happy with our growth. And I couldn't do it without you guys. And I just want to say, from here to there, have a great day. And I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.